Cypress Financial Group presents the Retirement Roundtable Podcast with John Scallan. Get more at cypressfinancial.net. Now, let's get to the show.
My name is Mark Owens. Happy New Year to you. And John, I think the big question that everybody wants to know, now that we're into 2026, were you awake on New Year's Eve when the clock struck midnight?
What do you think the odds are that I was awake at midnight, Mark? Probably.
You got a little party in you.
Not real good. Listen, man, these grandkids get up early. I have to be ready. And being up at midnight just doesn't help my cause.
Elbow the bride and say, hey, baby, Happy New Year.
It's your turn.
You know, I host every New Year's, I am honored to host a party at the Battery, which is the home of the Braves. Truist Park is kind of the bar and restaurant district. And they do a huge party. But they do something pretty cool for the families. They do an 8 p.m. midnight ball drop. So they invite all the families to come out there with the kids. And so the kids can kind of experience a midnight balloon drop. And they do a little bit of fireworks and everything too.
Do I fall into the kid category? Because that sounds like me. 8 o'clock, let's play like it's New Year's Eve.
So that's the great part. You'd be amazed how many parents I ran into and they're like, thank you. I just want to go home. We're all going to be asleep.
Well, I'm going to
the
thank you. I'm going to thank you in advance, man.
504-732-1001. Again, 504-732-1001. So, John, with that being said, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. How can we make 2026 financially the best year ever as we put strategies together to help get us to and through retirement? And, John, you've said it before, and I think we've talked about it before here. Don't make resolutions, make goals.
You know, very well said. Before I jump into that, I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to continue to work with this incredible Hall of Fame radio co-host, Mr. Mark Owens. So grateful that I was born, raised, and live in this incredible state. And even more grateful that I can, put out these messages about finance and just continue to meet your families. It has truly been an honor and a privilege, and looking forward to an incredible 2026.
Amen, brother.
So, Mark, back to your question. I mean, how can we make 2026 the best year ever? Look, let's talk about the basics, okay? Are you setting goals or resolutions? What are they? Can you realistically achieve them? I can make this commitment to you. When you sit down with us, we're going to have real conversations. We're going to really encourage you and give you the tools so that you can hit your goals. Mm-hmm. These conversations, they often are wrapped around, do you have an income plan? Is there a document of your expenses that really addresses what's important? We're going to talk about, are you prepared for the unexpected, whether it be an illness, an accident, a job loss? Do you have an emergency fund? Again, key critical questions. We talk about your milestones. Do you have a wedding on the calendar? What about grandkids graduating from college? Have you been recently married in this last chapter of your life? And then we talk about documents. Do you have a will, a trust? Are your beneficiaries updated? How about what sources of income you currently have? And are you planning for inflation? We talk about the intangibles. Are you prepared to move into retirement? You've worked at a job, many of you, for decades. You get so much meaning and purpose from who you are at work, but are you really physically and mentally prepared to move into this next chapter without working at the same place? We talk about your family, your friendships. Who are the people that really lift you up and add value and relationships to your life? Is it time to maybe cut out some of those things that, may not only hurt you personally, but what about things that may really get into your wallet? And I mean, we kind of wrap up with, we ask questions. Do you have a financial advisor? Are you happy with that advisor? And when was the last time you spoke to that advisor. Maybe it's time for a second opinion, or maybe it's time just to stick with this person that you've been with for all that time.
So many great bullet points right there. I want to really kind of dig into a handful of these. We may have to spread this out over the next couple of weeks on how to make 2026 the best year ever with the help of John Scallan and the team at Cypress Financial. Let me give you that number real quick, 504-732-1001, cypressfinancial.net to meet the team and to schedule that consultation. Let's go back towards the top of this list, talking about an income plan. Not having a plan is not a plan, as you've said often. So tell me about the importance of actually having a plan and putting it on paper.
I mean, Mark, here is the big thing that so many people miss or they have not considered. Remember, while you are working, we call this the accumulation phase of your life in terms of finance. It's where you've got a paycheck coming in, you're making steady contributions to your retirement plan. You are accumulating assets. The market may step back. You don't like it, but because you have income, because you have money coming in every single week or every single month, you continue to trudge on. There is a certain set of financial principles that govern the accumulation phase. But I got to tell you, when you stop working and you move into what we call the distribution phase, this is a completely different set of rules. It's a completely different set of financial principles. And here's why. That steady paycheck that you had coming in for all of your working years, in many cases, that is gone. And now you have to have a plan that is based upon living off of your assets, living off of Social Security. Maybe you've got a pension. Again, this is a critical piece of the equation that you not only must be considering, but you have to have a plan to talk about guaranteed income that lasts for your entire retirement. 20, 30, 40 years. This needs to be documented, and it needs to be in place when you move into the distribution phase.
How many times do you sit down with somebody for that initial consultation? It's always no cost, no obligation. And as we're just talking about, they have no plan. They don't really know. They just kind of come to you, John. They say, I don't know. Here's my assets. Here's my 401k. I got this much in I don't know what to do. Do you see that as a challenge? Is it frustrating? Or do you see a situation like that and you say, all right, let's go to work?
Well, I mean, we're always ready to go to work. I think I'm one of those, lucky people who has landed into a profession that really still keeps me motivated. I guess what goes through my head when clients come in here a year or after they've already retired and they really, need help, the first thing that comes into my mind is, I really wish they would have come in here a little bit earlier. But listen, regardless when you are here, we develop solutions that are custom designed to you. What is your income? How much money have you accumulated? Do you have an emergency fund? Have you thought about guaranteed income? And have you thought about that 4-letter word called risk? The risk that you can take while you're working and the risk that you can take when you're in retirement. These are usually two very, very different places, but that is what we will address, and we'll help you move into this next chapter prepared, regardless of when you come in.
You may be thinking to yourself, you're listening and go, man, John is speaking my language. I need to get a plan put in place, but man, it's too early. We've just flipped the calendar. No, not so much, sir. Now is the best time to call John Scallan and the team at Cypress Financial to get on the calendar, to sit down and begin having this conversation. 504-732-1001. We do have a representative standing by right now. That also includes the Retirement Ready Report. Can you detail that for us?
Mark, what we have learned over all these years is that sometimes folks just want a high-level view. Where am I? Maybe they're not prepared to come in and throw all of their statements on the table. Maybe they just want to get a high-level look at, what they have. And, one of the biggest things that this quick report does, again, take us, let's say 15 minutes. There are some questions. We talk about your assets. We talk about, listen, this is a big one that is often overlooked. Debt. How much debt do you have? And do we have time to really focus on that mortgage? Maybe pay it down early instead of having 10 years left. Let's accelerate payments. Let's pay this thing twice per month. Let's potentially refi. We look at the debt load. Remember, your assets that you have accumulated, they go a whole lot further in retirement if you're not using that income to service debt. The Retirement Ready Report, high level view, really helping you think about things that you may not have thought about before you retire.
3 questions that you'll get asked. Are you on track? What does your retirement actually cost? And what are the biggest risks that you're not thinking about? That's the Retirement Ready Report from John Scallan and the team at Cypress Financial. It's no cost, no obligation. 504-732-1001. Maybe one of your goals for 2026 is just to get all your finances in order. Now is the right time to start with the help of the team at Cypress Financial. Get more at cypressfinancial.net. I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but as we were kind of kicking things off, talking about ways to make 2026 the best year ever, you talked about, are you prepared for a job loss? So to that person listening this weekend that maybe they feel like forced retirement, there may be a layoff in their future, what would you tell them?
Mark, it's not just job loss. I mean, we've seen clients just before retirement, get into automobile accidents. We've seen, helping people prepare for retirement. A huge storm comes in and just hammers our beloved state. We've seen things happen in terms of, family members that, happen to pass on far too early. These are all the things that we talk about. Are you prepared for life? Life comes and gets all of us. It's the stuff we don't like to talk about, but a properly designed portfolio, always includes liquidity. Do we have enough cash to really help us through all of life events? Mark, how about a significant downturn in the market? Listen, I go back to Black Monday, 1987. We talk about the dot-com bust, 9/11. We talk about 2008. We talk about the pandemic. We talk about April of 2025, when all of the tariff noise forced the market to drop by literally 22% in the S&P 500. We always want you to be prepared with enough liquidity. It's this fine balancing act of how much do I need in my liquid bucket? And the money in the liquid bucket needs to be earning interest. This cannot be a dead asset. How much money do we leave in the market? How much money do we put in guaranteed buckets that are sending you a check every single month? These are the things that we talk about. These are the things that we will address. If any of this is keeping you up at night, give us a call, 504-732-1001. We are here to help you. Pick up the phone, cypressfinancial.net. Again, we're easy to find and would love to chat with you.
Yeah, hoping for the best, but planning for those speed bumps just in case in 2026 with the help of John Scallan and the team at Cypress Financial. 504-732-1001. Hey, John, speaking of having conversation, how about conversation and a nice meal as well? You have a couple of educational dinner seminars coming up at Fleming Steakhouse. Tell me a little bit more about it. What are the dates and how can we get involved?
Well, Mark, I know you love to have a good time. I mean, but I want to caution you, we will not be swinging from the chandeliers at this event.
Nope, I'm out.
It is really about finance. It's about education. It's about the big, beautiful bill. It's about RMD changes. It's about the market. It's a wide-ranging conversation about the things that may affect you and your family, in 2026 and beyond. January 27th, which is a Tuesday, January 29th, which is a Thursday. We will be at Fleming Steakhouse in Metairie. Everything is complimentary. This will be a really fun evening with great food, great conversation. We'd love to meet you at that event. If you have any interest in going, pick up the phone and call us 504-732-1001. We'll probably be, get going around 6:30 both evenings, Tuesday and Thursday. If you have any interest in coming, give us a call. I can assure you it will be a night worth remembering.
So with these events, these educational seminars that you put on from the team at Cypress Financial, and if we have specific questions, do you do like a Q&A session, or maybe once it's over, can I pull you to the side, or maybe a member of your team that maybe I don't want to ask a question in front of the crowd, but is there an opportunity to have a little bit of a one-on-one?
I mean, absolutely, Mark. We don't want to keep people in there starving for too long.
Right.
So we go about an hour, but at the end of the event, our whole team will be there. They'll be, walking through the room and talking to you and answering your questions. But even if you come to the event and you don't want to get into too much at the event, you can always call us. Even if you don't attend the seminar, pick up the phone, give us a call. 504-732-1001. We are here to help. We'll help you as much as we can. And again, you can also find us at cypressfinancial.net. We will treat you like our favorite neighbor. Give us a call.
Again, that number is 504-732-1001. It's a complimentary educational dinner seminar from the team at Cypress Financial at Fleming Steakhouse. Pick the date that fits your schedule, either Tuesday, January 27th, or Thursday, the 29th. Invite you to come and join us, but you do need to reserve your spot because seating is limited. We always save a couple of spaces exclusively for our radio audience. Again, that number 504-732-1001. We have a representative standing by right now. All right, John, so as we're talking about questions to ask yourself to make 2026 the best year ever, you mentioned, do you even have a financial advisor? If you do, are you happy? I think that brings up the conversation that a lot of people say, hey, this year, new me. Well, that also means somebody's going, new year, new financial advisor. What would you say about taking advantage of the second opinion service from Cypress Financial?
It's easy. When you come in here, if your financial advisor is doing the right job, we're going to tell you. I've been in this industry for 44 years. Some of my dearest and closest friendships, they are financial advisors in this community. Listen, the majority of the advisors that are in this community, and even nationally, they're qualified, they're really good people. But again, the second opinion service, we're going to give you the facts. If he's talking to you or she is communicating with you, if you are well diversified, if your fee structure is in line, we will absolutely give you that intel. If you're having a problem, if you are not communicated with on an ongoing basis, we will give you that second opinion and we'll cover the whole enchilada. What are you paying in fees? Does this line up with your risk tolerance? Do you have the right diversification that's going to protect you even when the market turns south? These are the things that we'll talk about, and we would love to meet you. 504-732-1001, or you can always find us at cypressfinancial.net.
When you talk to somebody that takes advantage of the second opinion service, what's the biggest reason that they call you? Because we could rattle off 20 right now. Missed opportunities, too far away, 800 number, feel like your needs are being met. But in your case, John Scallan, what do you hear the most?
Mark, I would say the top three are, first of all, when I call my advisor, I feel like I'm bothering them. I've heard that often. I've heard, things along the lines of when I question them about the strategy, I kind of get generic answers. Oh, listen, let's just stick with this strategy. A lot of people want to know why. Why is this strategy working for me? It's questions along the lines of, I'm really heavily invested in the market. I don't have too many other buckets that cover, the guarantees. Listen, the biggest sin, I'm a Catholic raised young man, the mortal sin was the thing we were all terrified of, going to Catholic school. The mortal sin in investing is, are you selling equities when the market is down? We need to prepare for, not if the market goes south, but it's when the market has a correction, when there may be another financial crisis, do you have the liquidity and do you have the guaranteed income to ride you through the inevitable that the market is going to step back? These are the things that we plan for, and this is what we will help you with when you call us at Cypress Financial.
2 locations of Cypress Financial to meet you at a time and a place that fits your schedule. Where can we find you, John?
We're in the heart of Metairie, Causeway Boulevard, just across the street from Lakeside Mall. We're on the North Shore, Florida Street in Mandeville. If either of these locations work for you, we'd love to meet you at either one. Listen, Mark, we also do a lot of road work. I was in Terrebonne Parish, St. Charles Parish. We have clients that are workaholics, right? They want us to come to their business. We help these small business owners with group benefits, 401k plans, lots of executive compensation ideas that they have not heard of. So we will meet you at a time and a place that is convenient for you. Again, we will treat you with courtesy. We will treat you with respect. We'll treat you like our favorite neighbor, and you will come away with information that most cases you've never had before. We are here to help.
So for you, John Scallan, what's the one goal? Either personally, I'm going to get deep with you. We're going to peel back the curtain a little bit here. John Scallan, for you personally or professionally, what's the goal that you hope to achieve in 2026?
You know, Mark, as I said a little bit earlier on this show, I'm really, really lucky. I've found a career that we really believe at every level that we are making a difference. And we don't just make a difference when you guys come to us as a new client. People walk out of our office, they may be happy with their advisor. They may not be ready to really dig into financial planning. You know, Mark, I just want to continue to, first of all, be thankful to God. He has given me so many blessings that I'm certainly not deserving of. I want to be, really present for my family, my wife, my children, my grandchildren, the clients, the people that I love. And I really want to continue to have an impact, to educate people in this community, to provide them with solutions that really move the needle in their retirement, and just to continue to be able to work in this industry that I am so lucky to be a part of.
Investment advisory services offered through Cypress Financial Group, a registered investment advisor firm. Registration is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities offered through Cypress Financial Group, John Scallan, Louisiana Insurance License Number 1064997. The firms are separate entities. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company and are not offered by Cypress Financial Group. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.